to stand strong. Let's have some Master of the Chambers email form. While you're taking the foreclosure, treat it as a casino game. 3 people involved, you have no shame. We've got another email show for you. Hey, alright guys, Ty Griffiths, human rights activist, alright? We have part 2 of CBC News, Bryan Labby and Trish Hickey of RECA conspiring here to keep the basically slander a small businessman named Derek Johnson. That came out in CBC News. Here is a chance to see some rebuttal from an individual, a Canadian, a small businessman that never really got his chance to say anything about the headline, posing as realtor. Bryan Labby has placed up there. This is the second time Mr. Labby has placed up this posing as realtor and slandering Derek Johnson. Last year, Bryan Labby, and what he did is he just showed up to his place of work with a camera crew, unannounced, very unfair. When he went and asked all the other people that he got his information from, like Trish Hickey at RECA, and Trish Hickey at RECA, and Trish Hickey at RECA, and like Trish Hickey at RECA, we asked Mr. Labby for an online interview. That means he wouldn't have to come in. We do it over Skype. He'd have all the questions, everything prepare him, so we would do it with integrity, and he completely is denied. No kind of interview. He does not want to be defending this posing as realtor headline for some odd reason. Now, a year later, he does it again. Now keep in mind, during that year, Mr. Johnson definitely was responding via email and asking you, how do you pose as a realtor? And they still never did respond. I'm going to send this right over to Mr. Derek Johnson. Take it away.
Oh, hi everybody, it's Derek Johnson reporting from Calgary, Alberta. This is going to be the second of many video blogs that are going to be coming out here over the course of the next few weeks and months, and we're going to be keeping track of every little event that takes place now that we've been truly engaged by Mr. Bryan Labby in the CBC News and the Real Estate Council of Alberta.
So, Mr. Johnson, what is RECA's claim to CBC News that they would put up this headline? What is their claim? What is RECA's claim?
They're making claims that there's people out there pretending, or in their words, posing as realtors. This is a very important thing to address. We've sent out correspondence to Mr. Labby, CBC, as well. The Real Estate Council of Alberta are not going to be exempt from accountability. What is happening here is that these people are claiming that individuals are out posing as realtors.
Mr. Johnson, tell me, how would one go about posing as a realtor?
Only 2 ways to pose as a realtor. Okay, the first would be to pretend that you have the access to their system by getting a listing agreement signed, and then, I don't know, telling them that you are going to list their home on the MLS system. It sounds crazy, but that's what you'd have to do in order to pose as a realtor, because that's what realtors do. They get listing agreements signed and they enter those homes into a database. The other thing would be to tell somebody that you've got a Lenny key, which is that special little key that realtors use to obtain access to homes, and drive people around, tell them that you can get them into homes and stop in front of houses. It sounds crazy, but that is the only other way to pose as a realtor, which would be to lie to people and tell them that you can get them into houses when you can't, because only realtors that have access to their system can utilize those Lenny keys.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, that actually makes a lot of sense. So the only way to really pose as a realtor is to have a listing agreement that says they can get them on the MLS system, or drive people around in cars and stop in front of houses that you could not get into. That would be the only way to pose as a realtor. So, Mr. Johnson, I'll ask you this question. Have you ever done any of those 2 things?
Never did any of those 2 things. They have no proof that either of those 2 things happened. So why are they putting out headlines that's saying posing as realtor? This is a very important question that needs to be answered because the language that they're using is very, very important, okay? So, trademark name, by the way, is a realtor, and Ms. Trish Hickey over at the Real Estate Council of Alberta has even admitted in her correspondence that a realtor is a trademark name, therefore it's a contract position within their organization. To pose as a realtor would be the same as making a claim that somebody's posing as an employee of McDonald's and maybe walking around the street with a McDonald's uniform on and an apron. It's crazy, but this is exactly what these guys are trying to say is happening out there. But we're going to get to the bottom and we're going to learn all together exactly why they're using this language and how it's going to get them into a lot of trouble. So I ask you guys to stay with us. We've got lots of exciting stuff that we're going to be sharing with you over the course of the next little while. These blogs are going to become daily now, so stick with us. We appreciate all of you guys helping.
Just quickly, don't forget to thank all those realtors that are coming out of the woodwork now.
We appreciate all the support from all the realtors that are coming to us now saying, hey guys, we know all about these guys. They're an extortion racket. We know it. We know you guys know it. And we're there to help you. So please join us at privatesectoract.com. Come see us on a regular basis and we're going to tell you what's going on. Thanks, guys.
Okay guys, Ty here again. Really quickly, thank you Mr. Johnson for that once eloquent way of putting things. Mr. Johnson got slandered last week. He sent emails right through the week to Mr. Labby asking Mr. Labby, please can you defend your work? Now guys, you're going to be amazed here. Mr. Derek Johnson once again, hero. Fighting for our rights, not only his, so big media can't stomp all over us anymore. So Mr. Johnson, go ahead, sir. Let's see the email that you sent, Mr. Labby.
Hi everyone, it's Derek here from Calgary, Alberta. Just sending out another update. As promised, we are going to be including all of you guys on this public inquiry, making sure that you are all included and are in tune with every little step that we're going to be taking to hold Bryan Labby and the Real Estate Council of Alberta accountable for their actions. So to start with, what we're going to do here is read through an email that we're sending out to Mr. Labby. Okay, it's going to go out right away here. It's going to be an opportunity for him to defend himself and his position with his claims about people posing as realtors. So here we go. Hi Bryan, I cannot believe you would have the audacity to publish a report that is based on lies after doing zero research on my relationship with the Real Estate Council of Alberta. Once again, you are claiming in your article that I am posing as a realtor. This is the second time, Bryan. Considering a realtor is a trademark name, even according to Tricia Hickey, who's the lead investigator at the Real Estate Council of Alberta, and a contract worker within the MLS system, you are going to have to explain how that is possible. Considering the only two ways to pretend or pose as a realtor would be to get listing agreements signed that you could never ever use with their database because you'd never have the codes or access, or drive people around in cars and pretend that you have a Lenny key, which is what a realtor has in order to get into listed homes. Of course, none of that happened, and it's all blatantly ridiculous to actually think that somebody could pose as a realtor.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, what is it that you would really like from Mr. Labby? What is it that you need from him?
We need the name and the number of the supervisor and manager immediately, since he or she is going to be involved in our inquiry going forward.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, you have a camera right in front of you. Why don't you just look right into it, and we're giving you an opportunity to say what you'd like to say to Mr. Labby. Go ahead.
But once again, Bryan, you need to answer the question, okay? It's bold print right in your headline. How can a person pose as a realtor? We need to deal with this important question before we can go forward, Bryan. So we're giving you your opportunity here to respond, and we're going to be making this public, whatever it is that you respond. We're hoping that you're going to be able to defend your position. After all, it was you that obtained information from the Real Estate Council of Alberta and took it upon yourself to create this report and make it public that there's people like myself out there posing as realtors. So I'm really looking forward to your response. I know everybody else is looking for your response. And as soon as we get it, we're going to report right back to you guys and let you know what's happening. Talk to you later.
I am pretty excited to see what Mr. Labby sends back. I've been looking into this for the last 2 years, and let me tell you, this is not the first time Mr. Johnson has sent Mr. Labby's email, but it's the first time we're documenting it here for you. So guys, I'm really excited. So make sure, don't go anywhere, stick around and find out what Mr. Labby has to say about his headline, Posing as a Realtor. Very excited. Of course, Mr. Labby, being a journalist, would have a clear explanation of his headline, Man Posing as Realtor. So, Mr. Johnson, go ahead. Let's hear what Mr. Labby had to respond with. Okay, go ahead.
We got a response back, and that's the good news. But I guess I'll read the response and let you guys be the judge of it. Here it goes. Hi, Derek. Please contact Sean Mormon, legal counsel for CBC. His email is sean.mormon@cbc.ca. Regards, Bryan Labby, CBC News.
That's it? That's Mr. Labby's response? Oh, that's it? That's the response?
That's it.
Go see my lawyer.
No answer.
What does he need a lawyer for? What does Bryan need a lawyer for?
That's it.
Mr. Johnson, you have a camera right in front of you. Why don't you just look right into it, and we're giving you an opportunity to say what you'd like to say to Mr. Labby. Go ahead.
Bryan, I don't understand. How can you make claims and not defend yourself? How can you not explain yourself? You're calling people posing as realtors, and you can't even defend your position? So I guess what's going to happen now is we're going to have to go and try and make contact with Mr. Sean Mormon. And we'll see what he has to say. Perhaps he will be able to better answer this question, since he's the legal representative for the CBC News. And apparently Mr. Bryan Labby is having trouble explaining himself. He's putting words out there in publication, and but he can't even explain himself. So I guess what we're going to do is reach Mr. Sean Mormon, and we'll let you guys know what's going on. Keep in touch, guys. Bye.
That's it? That's Mr. Labby's response? Talk to my lawyer? He's a Canadian journalist working for CBC News. We're expecting more for some reason, but that's unreal. That is very unfair. A Canadian media entity put up a headline. He should be able to defend it through his email. When they don't answer, oh, go see my lawyer. Like, really, what are these guys saying? They're saying that, what are they admitting guilt? Because they need a lawyer? Why would you need a lawyer to explain what you meant through posing as a realtor and just questions to defend your work that you're working for CBC News? And there you have it. We have a big media not answering an affected party. Derek Johnson's name is in his article and refuses to answer his emails. Go talk to my lawyer. That's what the people get from our big medias and their lawyers. Come on. Here's our call to action. We need to complain about this. So just click that link where it says to complain, click here, then share, then like. This needs to get to the people so we can see and come together with these large corporations using their large lawyers just to keep the small man down. And it's happening in every situation. Peace out, tune in. That was part 2. Part 3 coming next. Tune in. Ty Griffiths here. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. You can learn about the Chief Executive Officer status. This is going to allow you to have the necessities of your life through your bond. This bond makes $400,000 a year and it's for your necessities of life. Learn more about it. Subscribe. We also have business opportunities for anybody who wants to be a human rights activist and get into the conflict resolution industry. Hit the online education button, guys. And I'm telling you, it will change your life. It was Ty Griffiths, human rights activist. And remember, we want you to be human rights activists also. So sign up and we'll show where people need help. And if you need help, we're there to help you because we know where everybody is that want to be human rights activists. Peace out. Ty Griffiths, human rights activist. Peace, love, happiness. Later would be greater.